Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so this camera is getting a lot of usage today because the NBA is doing a lot. The Hawks and the Spurs have come together to make a deal that shocked the world. Dejounte Murray is now a Hawk. They sent him to the Atlanta Hawks for 3 first-round picks, 1 swap, and Danilo Gallinari's contract. Now, I didn't look at Gallinari's contract, so forgive me. I'm just not going to be matching the numbers in my mind in that situation. The 3 first-round picks for Dejounte Murray is a strong return. With the pick swap, that is a very strong return. Something happened. Just like I told you in a previous video, I'm speculating that something had to have happened between Dejounte Murray and the Spurs. You don't give away Dejounte Murray at this age with that contract. Right after making an all-star team. Something had to have happened. I don't know what it is. Not interested. All I know is he's headed to Atlanta, and Trey Young got a defensive running mate that is going to need the ball in his hands. Look, I saw the game that Dejounte Murray went to Atlanta and had a really big game. I was actually watching that game. And he put a real hurting on them, and he had a hell of a week. So we know what type of player he is. But one of the reasons why he's able to do that is because he has control of the ball a good portion of the time. When you pair him up with Trey Young, that's not the case. Now you're going to render him someone who's going to have to make jump shots. Or you're taking the ball out of Trey Young's hands, putting the ball in Dejounte Murray's hands, and you're going to make Trey Young into something that lessens his value, which is I don't think that's the plan. I think the priority is obviously going to be Dejounte Murray. But see, what you're going to end up finding out is Dejounte Murray, he's very, very good. He's very good. So he's gonna demand some respect down there in Atlanta. I hope you guys understand these are 2 point guards you're putting together. These are not shooting guard interchangeable pieces. Trey Young is most definitely a point guard, which means you are rendering Dejounte to being most definitely a shooting guard. That ain't who he is. This is horrible. I mean, it's going to look good on the floor if they can figure it out, but the fit is terrible. Dejounte's not a shooter. And taking the ball out of Trey Young's hands is not necessarily what's best for the Hawks at all. Not necessarily. I do admit that I think that they needed more options. Certainly needed the defensive player that Dejounte could be. The pace that they're going to play with is going to be fantastic in the open court. They're going to be amazing. Finishing ain't going to be a problem. They're going to win a lot of games. But I just don't necessarily understand what the vision is for Dejounte Murray in your offense if you got him playing off the ball. I just don't see it working. He's a combo guard who sets others up, drives in the paint, gets into his rhythm by having the ball in his hands and taking jump shots off the dribble and stuff like that. He's not a three-point shooter particularly. I will admit I love his contract though. So if for some reason you have to move it, it's going to be something sweet you get back in return for it. Very sweet. The ability to move that thing again, it's not going to be difficult. So I'm going to be honest with you and say I see that thing being traded sooner than later. Sooner than later. Because it doesn't work. That fit doesn't work. In my mind, I do not see no way those two coexist in the same backcourt. I just don't see it. Dejounte is going to be rendered playing the shooting guard by himself. Only, rather. And just maybe you play him in certain lineups that Trey's not involved in, but when is Trey not involved? Like, he's such a high usage player, so it's like he's always on the floor. Are you waiting for him to get in foul trouble for Dejounte to be himself? What are you guys doing? What are you doing? I don't know. And then I look at the salary situation. I'm saying, okay, well, you are loading up on talent, but you have to condense some of that so that some of these kids can move up. Sharif Cooper's even moving further and further behind in the depth chart. It's like, do you guys know what you're doing, Atlanta? Do you even know what you're doing? And I look at the Spurs and I say, well, you got 3 picks out of Dejounte Murray, but you didn't get Dejounte Murray. You let him go at a really good price. Anything short of him punching out Popovich, this is ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anything short of that, this is ridiculous. Whatever it is, it should not have ended him getting traded to a fit that doesn't even fit him. Like, you did him no favors, San Antonio. So I'm not certain why the bad blood, but to send him to a situation like this is ridiculous. You could have got them 3 picks from anybody. You did not have to send him to Trey Young. I won't forget it. But it is what it is, man. I don't like none of this. I don't like none of it. It smells of foul, to be honest with you. I'm not mad at Atlanta. I think they picked up an excellent player. Maybe even the future of their franchise, depending on how this shakes out. Because if I'm Trey Young, I'm looking at y'all like, are you serious? Are you serious? Like, are you serious? That's how I feel. But nevertheless, they will be able to put some good basketball on the floor together. Once they figure it out, they will be able to play together. But it's just the sacrifice you're asking Dejounte to make is just it's absurd, especially given the fact that you don't have the pieces in place to actually win a championship. That type of sacrifice should be made when you got LeBron James between the two of them. You feel me? That's what Atlanta needs to do, something like that. You go get them somebody that makes this make sense. Go get them Kevin Durant. And then they can make a sacrifice like this because they know they're doing it for a reason. But y'all don't have no championship caliber team to make them have to make this work themselves. Nah. I don't like it at all. So that's just my point of view. Again, I do think they can play some great basketball together. But for the trajectory of their careers, they should not be forced to play with one another. That's just how I feel about that. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.